Easy, if it helps somebody or if it delights somebody. Well, I mean, with websites it's very easy because you get feedback, you know. So I think that maybe the main difference for us working in print or working online is that online gives you feedback, that you actually have very, very good numbers that can show you, does this shit work or doesn't it, or it doesn't work. Do people get it or are people not getting it? And I think that makes a gigantic difference for us as the people who do it, because we constantly can see, is this stuff actually working? While before you worked sort of in the dark and hoped for the best. I think that's also the reason why advertising agencies continue to be so terrible online, because they're not used, the entire structure of an ad agency is not really used to work with feedback. Like they love to, I don't know, work for awards. You know, most creative departments that I've ever seen in an ad agency, the end goal is not selling the client's product. The end goal is to win an award at, you know, some silly award show. So much of, and because there is no proof if it works or not, or doesn't work, you can get away with it. But online, I think that's completely different. And at the same time, of course, I think that design that only works is not good design. Like if that pen can write, it makes it a pen. So it has to, in order for it to be a pen, it has to be able to be written with. Otherwise, it's a little sculpture. If it doesn't write anymore, it's a little sculpture. But now, of course, within the world of pens, there is a gigantic range of what makes it a good pen and what makes it a terrible pen. If the pen blots ink all over me, it's a terrible pen. If the pen doesn't lie nicely in the hand, it's a terrible pen. So I think that a mistake that is often made in design is that the functionalities are seen too narrow. So let's say if my client asks me to design a pen for them, and all they say is, and it has to write really well, that's not enough. That pen can have many, many more functions. It can be a fashion statement. It can tell me something about the world I live in. It can be completely 2016. It can lie particularly nice in my hand. It can be a status symbol. Meaning, and I'm not saying every pen needs to do that, of course not. But I think that when you define the functions more laterally and more complexly, in a more complex way, the chances that you're going to come up with a good pen are much higher. And so I am not saying, let's say, if we go back to advertising, that things just need to work. You know, let's say, if I do toilet paper advertising and it sells the toilet paper well, the client is probably going to be happy. But it could also be that my toilet paper advertising is so jarring and so confrontational that it pisses a lot of people off. Then I would say, yes, it did the job, but it's still not good. Is there a possibility that we can sell toilet paper, but do it in a way that actually is delightful? That the people who watch the news and there is a toilet paper advertising in between, they're not in a worse mood after they saw this. Yeah.